it out. Watch your money works it out. Work it out. Watch your money works it out. Work it out. Watch your money works it out. I've been pushing past the fear. I've been fighting to believe. Oh, He's making ways for me. Yeah. And He won't let me down. No, He'll never ever leave. No, He's still making ways for me. He's still making ways. My heart is full of doubt. Feels like my faith is running out. I'm too far to turn around. I know that God will work it out. I believe that God will work it out. One thing I know. One thing I found. We are live. We are live. When someone says we are live, I want to see your reaction. Be still my soul. Be still and know my God. He's in control. He's in control. Be still my soul. Be still and know my God. He's in control. He's in control. Be still my soul. Be still and know my God. He's in control. Be still my soul. Be still and know my God. At this point, I think this is my favorite song because I love it so much. I'm going to play it every single time. If you're excited to be here, I want to see you say that in the comments. I want to see you say that we are live. Tell someone that we are live. I want you to tell someone that we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. And I can't wait. We are live. We'll work it out. Sing it out. God, we'll work it out. One thing I know. One thing I found. One thing I know. One thing I found. One thing I know. One thing I found. One thing I know. One thing I know. One thing I found. One thing I want you to invite someone here. One thing I found. One thing I can't feel the energy yet, and I'm not going to be starting until I feel that energy. We're not starting until I feel the energy. I'm not feeling the energy yet. Welcome here, Annie. Welcome here, Barry. Welcome here, Kaduna. Welcome here, Steph. If you're loving the music, I want to see you in the comments. Tell me you're loving the music. If you're loving the music, then I want to see you in the comments. Welcome here, Runa. We're so happy to have you here. One thing I found, my God will work it out. Working it out. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's God like that. He's working it out. Can you welcome your sister here? Anyone you know here, even if you don't know them, make friends with someone. Tell someone welcome. Tell someone welcome. Tell someone welcome here. Tell someone that you're happy to have them here. Welcome here, Abundance. Welcome here, everyone. Welcome here, Farry. Welcome here, Rina. Welcome here. Welcome. We're so happy to have you join us here. We are super excited to have you join us here. I just want you to vibe to the song. I want you to make the most of the song. I don't know the heart you came here with, but in here it's gonna be joy. So I want you to be happy. I want you to welcome someone. Tell someone welcome. Tell someone you're happy to see them here. Working in. Today we are going to be going through mentorship in motion, and I know you can't wait to hear it.
So we are going to be diving right into it
One thing
soon.
I know,
Just
one thing I
welcome
found.
someone, and soon we are going
My
to be
God, my
diving right into
God,
it. Because I feel the
God
energy, then we're
will
going to
work it
proceed.
out.
If you enjoyed the song, I want to see you scream. I want to see your reactions in the comments. I want to see your reactions in the comments. If you enjoyed that song, tell someone welcome here. Tell a sister
One
you
thing
are
I
welcome. Tell
found.
someone that God
My
is working it
God
out for them.
will
Tell
work
someone
it
that
out.
God is
We're gonna
working it
jazz it up a
out for
little bit, so
them.
we're gonna do a little different. Y'all ready? He's gonna work it out. Yes, he will.
Okay,
Before I knew
so
my
we are
name
going to
and
be
before
diving
I
right
drew
into
a
what we
breath,
have
oh,
to do today, and we're going to be having a very, very
now
fun
and
topic.
every day and in each and every step, oh. My heart is full of doubt, feels like my faith is running out. I'm too far to turn around. I know that God will work it out. God will work it out. One thing I know, one thing I found.
If you
My
brought someone
God
here,
will
tell us in
work
the
it
comment
out.
section. If you
Work
invited
it
someone,
out.
I want you
Watch
to
your
mention
money
in the
works it
comment section. I
out.
have like a huge
Work it
clap for
out.
you. So if you brought
Watch your
someone
money
here,
works it out.
just mention them in the comment
Work
section
it
and
out.
indicate that you brought the
Watch your money
person
works
here.
it out.
Welcome Annie,
Work
welcome
it out.
Abundance. We're so happy
Watch
to
your
have
money
you
works it
here.
out.
It's so
I've been
great to have you
pushing
here.
past the fear. I've been fighting to believe. Oh,
He is making ways for me.
yeah. And he won't let me down. No, he'll never ever leave. No, he's still making ways for me. He's still making ways. My heart is full of doubt. Feels like my faith is running out. I'm too far to turn around. I know that God will work it out. I believe
God
it.
will work it
One
out.
thing I
One
know,
thing I know.
one thing I
One thing
found,
I found.
yeah, God will work it out. Be still my soul, be still and know
My
my God,
God.
He's in
We're going to
control.
be having such a
He's in
wonderful time
control.
here.
Be still my soul, be still and know my God, He's in control. He's in control. Be still my soul, be still.
So, hello, everyone. We are about to dive right into the tea. And if you are happy to be here, I just want to see you welcome someone in the comments. If you haven't told someone welcome, this is not the place where we get to be shy. This is not the place where we get to be quiet. This is the place where you get to talk to your sister, where you get to tell someone you're welcome, where you get to speak to someone. This is that place. So if you haven't told someone welcome yet, tell someone welcome in the chat. And we're so happy to have you here. It's so wonderful to have you here. So I am going to be your host for today, and welcome to Black Sisters in STEM. Welcome to the largest six-figure collegiate sorority. We are so happy to have you here, and we're here as a big family. Now we are live, so please tell someone that we are live. If you've not told someone that we are live, then you're doing something wrong. You are doing something wrong if you haven't told someone that we are live. So what you do is you go to your favorite social media platform and tell someone that we are live. Please tell someone we are live, because we're going to be diving into a very important topic today, and I know a lot of people would learn so much from it. So if you haven't told someone that we are live, this is the time for you to tell someone that we are live. Now, I wanted to say hello to someone. If you haven't said hello before, Gabby, I'm so happy to have you here. If you haven't said hello to someone before, say hello to someone in the comments. Let's create the sisterhood atmosphere. Say hello to someone in the comments. And now let's get interactive. In the chat, you are going to be telling me one of these three things. You're either telling me your name, major, and location, or you're telling me your energy level from 1 to 4. You're telling me two things you love doing so much that you can do for us. I'm not going to proceed until I get the responses to these questions. So don't even think of skipping it. Tell me your name, your major, your location, and also tell me your energy level from 1 to 4. I want to see what your energy level is. And then tell me two things that you love doing so much that you can get lost doing them for hours. I can't wait. I'm waiting to hear that from you in the comments. I want to see your name, your major. I want you to rep your country, rep your location, rep your country, rep where you're at. So share your name, your major, and your location in the chat, or share me your energy level. I want to see someone with high energy level. Yeah, that's something that can actually boost my own energy. So let's do that. Let's do that. Share your name, where you are joining us from, your major, your energy level, and two things you love doing the most that you can get lost doing them for hours. Audrey, you're welcome here. Welcome, 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 Audrey from Ghana. We're so happy to have you here. Someone tell me where you are from in the chat. If you haven't shared with me, tell me where you are from in the chat. Hajira, you are welcome. Hajira, you are welcome. We're so happy to have you here. We're so happy to have you here. We're happy to have you here. Steph, you are welcome here. Fari from Ghana. We're so happy to have you here. I think Ghana ladies are winning today. That's so lovely to see. Mavis, you're welcome here from Ghana. You are welcome, 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 welcome. We're so happy to have you amongst us. And now we are going to be moving on to MVPs for the week. MVPs for the week. If you join us frequently, you'd understand that we have MVPs every week. So we celebrate our MVPs every week. So I am going to just be going around. Please ensure to celebrate them with me in the chat because it's not easy being an MVP. You all know that. Like everyone knows that it's not easy. It's not an easy job being an MVP. So I'm just going to be going through them. So first of all, I'm going to be presenting to you Victoria. Is a major is in biochemistry and she schools in Unilag. Her fun fact is that when there is food, she eats a lot, but she's not fat. Oh my god, that is such an interesting thing to know. Next, we're meeting Olaniyo Abimbola. Our major is in agricultural economics. She schools in the University of Ilorin, and the fun fact is that she's fun to be with, but to be with depending on who she's with. And then we're meeting Anita. Anita has a major in law. She's from the University of Abuja in Nigeria. And a fun fact about her is that she's always up for the task and she loves sticker fights. The next person is Francisca, and she has a major in hospitality management, Accra Technical University. Fun fact about her is that she has been trying to discipline herself to stop eating fast food, but she has forgotten that she's a creator. And lastly, but not the least, on our MVP list, we have Audrey. Is a major in BSc Business Administration. She schools in Ken UST, and a fun fact about her is that she's great at connecting with people and can easily strike a conversation with anyone. So please welcome these people in the chat, celebrate them, celebrate our MVPs for the week. MVPs, tell them they're welcome, celebrate them, celebrate our MVPs in the chat, celebrate our MVPs in the chat. So great to have them here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for celebrating them. Now, I'm going to be telling you why you should join Black Sisters in STEM. And this is for you if you are new here, because this event is open to like everyone. But then you will need to join Black Sisters in STEM after you hear what I say. Because Black Sisters in STEM is basically one of a kind. And when we say one of a kind, it's really that community that you should be in. Now, perks of being in Black Sisters in STEM is that you get curated internships and job opportunities, you get weekly community newsletters, you get invites to events, and workshops. You get exclusive Black Sis community access, and you get access to our resource database. So if you haven't joined Black Sisters in STEM, I honestly do not know what you are waiting for. You need to be here. You need to be part of Black Sisters in STEM if you haven't joined Black Sisters in STEM yet. So these are just like a few of the things that you gain from being here at Black Sisters in STEM, being with all these lovely ladies here at Black Sisters in STEM. So if you haven't joined Black Sisters in STEM, we're going to be leaving the links for you. And trust me, you want to be part of Black Sisters in STEM. Now we're going to be taking our creed. And now I'm going to put up your right hand as we take our creed. You know the tradition. And if you don't know the tradition, as we take our creed, we have to put up our right hands. And now, I was born with a mandate of dominion. I will lead, affect, and impact the world. I am a Black cis woman, so I am fearless, continuously inspired and inspiring, and completely transformed. My life will impact my fellow Black sister to the right and to the left of me. Today, I solemnly commit myself to a life of an accomplished Black cis woman. Amen and amen. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you can see, our MVPs are also saying hello, 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 hello to you. And now we are going to be moving on. Thank you so much for taking the creed with us. And now the Moses of STEM welcomes you here. The Moses of STEM welcomes you here. Who is the Moses of STEM? If you're new here, and even if you're new here, I think you should know who the Moses of STEM is. But just in case you do not know, I'm going to be giving you a formal introduction about who the Moses of STEM is. So, our CEO is the Moses of STEM, and she is Nyameche Wilson. Nyameche Wilson, also known as the Moses of STEM, is the visionary driven by the transformational power of intersectionality and human centered design. You can watch her powerful panel discussions. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram, you can go on LinkedIn, and you're going to find a lot of videos about Yamiche Wilson. So if you want to know so much more about Yamiche, please go look her up. And with a fervor for justice, Yamiche's work echoed the spirit of impactful leaders in the civil rights and gender equity movement. Her passion for global STEM progress birthed a six-figure edtech company while working at Google. Yameche's most notable achievement is her extensive reach across 33 countries, impacting over 200 schools and empowering more than 9,000 Black women through her edtech nonprofit, Black Sisters in STEM. So, as you can see, Yameche is that woman. She's that woman you want to know. She's that woman you want to learn from. She's that woman you want to be associated with. So I want to see some applause in the chat. I want to see some applause in the chat because like we're talking about the Moses of STEM here. So I want to see some applause in the chat. I want to see some applause in the chat. Let's celebrate the Moses of STEM together in the chat. So, just like I said, Yamiche is such an impactful woman. She has a reach across 33 countries where she has empowered several ladies, where she is still empowering several ladies, and she's ensuring gender equity. And she's also she has a passion for global STEM and women in STEM. So, now that you've met our founder, we are going to be going into the next section and the next section of this event. And basically, this is where we are going to be talking about our team for today and what we have for today. So, we are talking about negotiating with confidence, how to ask, advocate, and secure your words. This is like a big topic, and I am super honored that I am going to be speaking to you on it. So, basically, I am going to be going over that topic again so you know how important it is, because I think one of the biggest issues that people face in society is that they do not know how to negotiate their worth. They do not know how to ask and secure their roles, especially when it comes to things like job interviews, when it comes to things like when it comes to settings like job interviews, when it comes to even say school politics, when it comes to some things, like it's very difficult for people to negotiate their words. And it's sometimes it's due to lack of experience, but then at some point some people just like they just uh find it very difficult to actually like ask and negotiate for their word. And then we're going to be going right into this today, and we're going to be talking about how to ensure that you can ask for your words and negotiate with confidence. So basically, what is negotiating with confidence? Negotiating with confidence doesn't mean that you have to be aggressive. It just means that you have to do it, like you have to actually ask for something, or like make a negotiation with someone, like from a place of knowing what you are, or from a place of knowing like what is for you. For example, if it's like if it's a monetary negotiation, you know what is yours, like you know what you're worth. For example, I want to work at a top company, and they're like, okay, what are we going to, what would you like us to pay you? And maybe their proposed price is not good enough for me. There are a lot of people that might want to shy away from it just because they lack the confidence to really talk about it. Like, but it doesn't mean like you can actually build that up. And also, even in person, like we see a lot of situations, like even my apart from like job interviews, apart from even monetary discussions, there are some situations where we find it very difficult to negotiate for our words. For example, you want to talk to someone about something, sometimes you find yourself getting violent, and then sometimes those violence is just an indicator that you actually find it very difficult to actually hold those kind of conversations where you guys can come to a compromise and all of those things. So we're going to be going down several steps on how to achieve confidence with negotiation. So basically, first of all, I'm going to be starting by talking about one, you have to actually know your worth before you can negotiate with confidence. And that's the basics of everything. The basics of everything is you cannot actually negotiate with confidence if you are not confident, one, and if you don't know your words. Like, if you don't know your words, for example, you don't know where to even draw the line in the first place. So, negotiating with confidence is out of it if you like if you're not confident and if you do not know your words. So one thing that affects confidence, for example, there was this one time I had an interview, and I lost. I couldn't get that should be like in 2023. I couldn't get a job after the interview. And what I noticed while I was like, maybe I just failed, maybe I just couldn't do it. What I noticed was that my confidence was really down. So um that's the thing. Like, we all a lot of us are like, we are always like trying, so scared, because we're so scared, because we're so scared, because we're having some issues and all of these things. We find it very difficult to like negotiate our work. Like, there are some times, like, you get into a room, and then when you walk out, then you're like wishing that, oh, I could have said more. Like, there was more I could have said. I could have said more, I could have done more, but I couldn't do that. Like, I could have, maybe I could have spoken up. Maybe you finally end up getting the job in the circumstance where it is a job, but then you feel like, maybe this is not comfortable for me, but then you just had to. But then you just had to like blend in with it, because you find it very difficult to actually negotiate. And then you're going to like, that's the problem that usually happens. So basically, like I said, the first step to actually negotiate with confidence is to have that confidence in and of itself. And you have that confidence by actually knowing your words. Like I said, when I was in an interview, I left and I felt like I failed this interview. But then after having a second interview after that, I realized that the one thing I was lacking was actually confidence. The one thing that we do not understand is that when it comes to negotiation, people can actually on this, like, they can tell what you are like looking at you. They can tell what you are like looking at you. For example, they can tell if you have the like if you value yourself, or if you know your worth. That's the right word. So they can tell if you know your worth merely looking at you. And while it doesn't seem that way, it's actually the truth. Like, people can tell if you know your worth merely looking, like merely speaking with you. So when you're trying to say that this is what I want, or this is what I should have, and you don't look it, or you don't talk it, or like you're not walking the talk, then it is very, very difficult to actually convince them. So the thing about confidence is that, one, it is not inborn. A lot of people try to say, I'm not a confident person. I'm just shy. I was born shy. I'm just a shy person. I can't do that. I can't really speak up. I can't really do this. I can't really do that. But in reality, that is not the case. That is not the case. In most instances, confidence doesn't just happen. Confidence comes from a particular place. So, for example, I listened to like a podcast recently, uh, and the first thing, and this is the first thing I'm going to touch on confidence, says that your confidence when you speak to people outside, like when you have these conversations, and then, for example, in this negotiation, is a reflection of what you are inside. You cannot reflect your worth if you really are not worth something. For example, you want to work at a particular place, or you want this position at a particular, like maybe in school, and you're trying to maybe get this position. You cannot negotiate for it confidently if you really are not that thing. For example, you claim that I am the best for this position, but then you know within yourself that you've not trained yourself to be the best. You haven't trained yourself to be the best. So it is going to be very, very problematic for you to actually negotiate the fact that you have to be there, or to negotiate the fact that this is what I'm worth. You are going to find it very, very difficult in such cases. So basically, the point is that work on yourself in private. Like, this is the first part of actually being confident enough to negotiate your words. Like I said, you can't know your words if you can't know your words if you like you cannot negotiate your words if you don't even know your words. And the first step to having that confidence and knowing your worth is by working on yourself in private, like doing the things that you need to do, doing the things that qualifies you for those things, doing the things that qualifies you for that salary you're negotiating for, doing the thing that qualifies you for that position that you're negotiating for, doing the things that qualify you for that particular thing that you're asking for. Like, that's like the first step to negotiating your words, to having enough confidence to negotiate your words. The first step is by actually working on yourself, like doing the hard work in private. Secondly, the second step to being confident enough to negotiate your work is what you think about yourself, how you see yourself. There are sometimes, and I think a lot of us can relate to this. There are sometimes you are actually worth something. You know what you are. Like you are something. You can do something. But then there's this imposter syndrome that tries to tell you, no, you just can't do it. I think you just fooled everybody into thinking that you can do it, but you can't do it. Like, that's like, and that's going to be at that point, you know very clearly that you can do this thing. Or maybe you don't even know. Like, maybe you have no idea that you can you're not sure, but then you found yourself getting results. For example, you say, I want to be the student union president, and then someone is like, why are you even fit for this position? Maybe someone is trying to bully you or tell you that you're not even fit for the position. But then you've done some great things in the past. Maybe you've served in a lower position in your school, and then you've been able to pull off a lot of great things. But then there's a sound whispering in your ear, maybe those things were just by luck. Maybe those things you didn't really get them. Maybe those things you were not worth them. And then you just find yourself shoving the issue aside instead of you actually saying that I have done this before and I know I can do it. How you see yourself is super, super important. This is after you've done the work. Like I said, the first step is working on yourself in private. Because if you don't work on yourself in private, then you actually are not, like, you're not definitely not going to have that confidence, except if you just want to, like, maybe lie or fly your way around it. But really, you need to work on yourself. And then two, when you've done the work, be do not allow imposter syndrome gets to you. Do not allow imposter syndrome gets to you. Do not see yourself as that lady that cannot do it. Do not see yourself as the only lady in this class, so you are not worth it. Do not see yourself as I am the only this in this space, so I am not worth it. Do not see yourself as I am the youngest in this place, so I am not worth it. Do not tell yourself that what if these things I have done in the past are just by luck? Be confident in yourself. How you see yourself is very, very important. So, one, you work on yourself in private. Two, you learn to be to like know your worth. You learn to know your worth. You learn to see yourself the right way. This is very, very, very important. Thirdly, Thirdly, you have to ensure that you are practicing. You have to ensure that you are practicing. The issue is when you are whenever you have to like negotiate, or whenever you have to negotiate, sometimes you just have to jump on it. Sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes it just comes up. But then always be prepared. And this is something that Yamiche would always say. Always be prepared. Always be prepared. If you're aspiring for a position, if you're trying to get into a conversation with someone concerning something that you want, maybe you want this particular thing, for you to actually negotiate, sometimes you may know your worth, you may have done a lot of work in private, but then you have to actually groom yourself. You have to groom yourself to ensure that you can ask for what you want. You have to groom yourself. It is very, very important that you groom yourself. So that is very, very important that you groom yourself. Ensure that you are able to have these conversations. Ensure that you are able to have these conversations. Ensure that you are able to practice with yourself. Ensure that you are able to put yourself through it. Like I said, no one is born with like confidence. No one is automatically born with confidence. Confidence is something that you can build. Some people are opportune to actually like just be confident people, but like they like it doesn't mean that for some people, for the fact that some people are maybe they are more, for the way we have some more extroverted people, we have some people that can hold conversations better, but it doesn't mean that you cannot groom yourself, especially when negotiation is a very, very important part of life. Like you need to negotiate at every point in life, whether you're a student, whether you're getting into work, whether you're getting into anything. So ensure that you are able to groom yourself. And then one important thing that I would like to add is that you cannot, when you are negotiating, you cannot forget to pray before any negotiation. You cannot forget to pray before any negotiation. It is very, very, very important. So you can prepare yourself. There's this thing that says, I think it's more applicable to students. They say, okay, read like you don't pray and pray like you didn't read. Like read like you don't pray and pray like you don't read. Like, but let's take school aside for like aside from like this. Like let's take academic work aside. You prepare like you don't pray, and then you pray like you did not prepare. Trust me, there are some doors that you are not going to unlock unless you actually do pray. Like the Bible says that the heart of a king is in the hand of the Lord. So if you are prepared, you actually have to pray to God. You have to pray. Pray for your confidence. Pray that you are able to say the right words. Pray that you are able to do the right things, because God does hear. So pray, ensure that you pray within you, ensure that you ask that the Lord softens the heart of whoever that you're trying to talk to in such situations. So even if you are prepared, even if you feel like you're 100% prepared, even if you feel there's some situations where you are really prepared, but you find yourself like some people still do not like get what they want out of those conversations. So for example, they're trying to negotiate with someone, but then they are fully prepared, but then at the end of the day they still find that there's nothing, like no one is responding, this person is still adamant, or like they are unable to like come to a compromise, or they're unable to get their words. Sometimes what you really need is to pray. What you really, really need is to pray. And then, like I said, you cannot like pray like you did not prepare and prepare like you did not pray, because every part of it is super important. Every part of it is super important. Do not allow anyone like trample on your word. Like when you are trying to negotiate, when you're having conversations with people, when you're trying to get something, do not let anyone trample on your word. Like I said, one, you start by preparing in private. You start by preparing in private. Like that's the first thing you do. And then second thing you do is that you get to ask, like you get to like ensure that you are able to see yourself in the light that you see yourself. You're able to get rid of imposter syndrome. You're able to throw imposter syndrome out the window. You are able to believe in yourself. You are able to believe that this thing, I actually did it. Like, it wasn't by luck. It wasn't by luck. It was by my effort. This achievement I have gotten in this position before, it wasn't by luck. It was by effort. It was by my effort. And it was by God assisting me. It was by God helping me. There's nothing like, oh, I didn't do this. I don't think I did this. I don't think I can pull this off. This one time I got, like, I was working in an organization, and then I was so worried. Like, when I got the job, I got the job, like, I did get the job, but then my imposter syndrome started after I already got the job. And I was worried. I was like, oh my God, are you sure I can do this? Are you sure I can get this? If I had gone into the interview with that mindset that, are you sure I can do this? Trust me, I would not have gotten the job. The imposter syndrome just came along the way. Like, imposter syndrome just came along the way. I felt like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. Can I really do this? And like, at that point, I started doubting my words. I started doubting my abilities. I started doubting everything concerning myself. And I was like, I don't think I can pull this off. I don't think I can. I was so scared. Like, I was very, very scared. But then, funnily enough, like, it took me just 1 week and I started seeing results, like massive results. And I was so happy. I felt like this really was just imposter syndrome. If you've worked on yourself, if you've worked on yourself in private, then believe in yourself. Then do not let anyone trample on your words. Then do not let anyone tell you that you can't do this. Then do not let anyone tell you that you are too feminine to do this. Do not let anyone tell you that you are too young to pull this off. Do not let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Do not let anyone tell you that you do not have the abilities, because you can. And do not even let you tell yourself. Do not let that little voice in your head that keeps telling you that, oh, you can't pull this off. Oh, you can't do this. Please do not let it. Let your mind be like, transform your mind. Renew and transform your mind. Transform your mind to ensure that you identify your worth, and do not let anyone else trample on that word. And then, like I said, lastly, also prepare for the negotiation. If you're going to be having physical conversation with someone, you want to ask for something, do not shy away. Prepare. And do not say that I don't need to prepare for negotiations. Negotiations are not. If you really want something for yourself, at some point in life, you definitely have to negotiate. Negotiations are part of our everyday lives. It's not only when you want to get a job that you negotiate the salary. It's not only when you want to pull something big off. Even in simple issues, even in places where you find out that you can do something, but then maybe someone is not letting you do that. In those cases, you can negotiate your words if only you understand, you know your words, and you are prepared. So ensure that you are prepared to, like, you are prepared to have these conversations. You know your words and you are able to express it. That's one thing. It is one thing to know your words, it's another thing to be able to express it. But when you are prepared, you find yourself being able to express it. And like I said, the last but not the least, ensure that you pray. It is very, very, very important that you pray. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Take it to God in prayer. Tell him that you are doing this. Tell him that you can't do it without him. Tell him that if someone says that you're too small for this place, this thing cannot work. Don't let it make your spirits like be down. If someone tells you that, oh, you're too feminine for this place, we've only had men in these positions before. No, don't let that get to you. You can't let that get to you. You take it to the Lord in prayer. You take it to the Lord in what? In prayer. You can't let that get to you. So basically, that is exactly what you do. You take it to God in prayer. You ask him to help you. You make sure that you are prepared. You make sure that you are ready, and you make sure that any bad comments, any negative comments from anyone, you toss them aside, throw them out the window. Any even negative comments from from yourself, or like from any spirit trying to minister to you, throw them out the window and believe in yourself. And definitely, you're going to find yourself being able to recognize and being able to negotiate your worth. You are going to find yourself being able to recognize and being able to negotiate your work. So whenever you get into any room, Let this be your mindset. Work on yourself in private first of all, and ensure that whenever you get to any room, you are well prepared to actually have those conversations. You know your worth well enough to have those conversations, because sometimes you just have to negotiate in like unexpectedly. You just have to negotiate unexpectedly. So ensure that you know your worth. That is very, very important. Ensure that you're able to throw imposter syndrome out the window, because that's like one of the biggest obstacle to actually knowing your worth, to actually operating with confidence. um I would be really, really glad if you can share in the comments if you've gained something. Tell me if you've gained something. If you actually gained something from tonight, then I want you to share in the comments. I want you to share in the comments that you have gained something. Thank you so much, Wina. Thank you so much, Wina. It was lovely having you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Audrey. I'm so glad that a lot of people have gained so much from this session. That is so wonderful to know. So please, please, please keep this in your mind as you have conversations with people, as you step into rooms, as you're able to, as you do things. Because without this, if everyone decided to just become, not to recognize their worth, just to shrink for other people to be comfortable, then the world will not go around. Then Nyameche Wilson would not have started Black Sisters in STEM. There are a lot of wonderful women that are doing really well today would have probably given into the fact that, oh, women can't do this, women can't do that, and all of those things. So please ensure that wherever you go, you have the mindset, you have that mindset. So with this, I am going to leave you with this. And now also, just so you know, if you have enjoyed this session, there is so much that you can do. If you have enjoyed this session, do not just let it end here. Ensure that when you leave here, you reflect upon these things. Ensure that you reflect upon these things, because it is very, very important that you do reflect on them. Because like sometimes a lot of people attend a lot of meetings, but really like a lot of people just go and they do not change. Identify those points in your life where you are shrinking. Identify those points in your life where you're not having those conversations, because maybe you think you're not good enough to have those conversations, because maybe someone has told you, or because maybe your mind has told you. Identify those areas. Ensure that you work on yourself in those areas. Ensure that you are able to do the things that is needed to be done in those areas. And then from there, you are going to be unstoppable. And do not shrink for anyone. Do not shrink for anyone. So, if you want to join Black Sisters in STEM, like I said earlier on, I am going to be leaving the link in the chat. The team is going to be leaving the link in the chat. They're going to be sharing it. bit.ly sister nation, but they're going to be leaving the link in the chat, so you can click the link in the chat to join us at Sister Nation. Don't forget to join us, because there is so much. There is so much to learn. So I think I have one question. I'm just going to be taking it in 1 minute. So must we always have those difficult conversations? The thing about those difficult conversations is that most of the time you need to have them if you really do want to make progress. So imagine if there are some people that just decided to like sit out some things just because they were unable to do it. Imagine like just because they believe they couldn't do it. Imagine some great women doing a lot of good things. Imagine if they said that, oh, this thing, the men will not be comfortable with it, or maybe people in society will not be comfortable with it. Imagine if maybe the youngest person that has graduated now just said that, oh, I'm not going to go to this class because a lot of people are going to be my seniors and they're probably going to bully me. There are some there are some things you have to do just for the world to go round. So you must have these conversations. You cannot avoid them. They are not avoidable. So please ensure that you reflect upon them. Ensure that you are prepared for these conversations. Ensure that you are well equipped. Ensure that you pray, and ensure that you can have them. So the team will drop the link to Sister Nation in the chat. If you haven't joined us in Sister Nation, now is the time to join. Like, the best time to join is now. It could have been yesterday, but like I'll forgive you. So you can join now. But please join us in Sister Nation. You are definitely going to have a wonderful time joining us in Sister Nation. You can check the chat. The team will be dropping the link in the chat. And we are going to be you can join Sister Nation. Oh, the team is going to be dropping the link in the chat, Audrey, but you can just go to bit.ly/slash Sister Nation, bit.ly/slash Sister Nation. You can join Sister Nation via that link. So thank you so much, everyone. And so, before we go, I am going to be doing the honors of leaving us with Yamiche's favorite leave for every meeting. And it comes from Philippians 4 verse 8. Philippians 4 verse 8. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things." So, for all of the things that have virtue, for all of the wonderful things that we've discussed, for all of the honest things that we've talked about, for all of the just things that we have discussed this evening, think on these things. Do not just go home and just say, "Oh, I just attended this event," and okay. Ensure you ponder on them, ensure that they're able to make a change in your life. Because it is not just this 1 hour you spend here that is important, the moments after it are also very important. So thank you so much everyone for joining. I'm just going to play some music and then we can dance out as usual. I'm going to be playing my favorite song. So I hope we're ready to dance out. I hope we are ready to dance out. We are going to be dancing out. I want to see your emojis in the chat because I'm going to be playing this music now and I want to see your emojis in the chat.
Oh, be still my soul, be still and know my God. He's in control, just be still. Oh, be still and know my God. He's in control, he's in control. Be still, my soul. Oh, my God. Because God will work it out. Come on, sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it out. One thing I know, one thing I found, one thing I know, one thing I found, one thing I know, one thing I found. One thing I know, one thing I know, one thing I found, one thing I know, one thing I know, one thing I found, one thing I know, one thing I know, one thing I found. God is working it. One thing I know, one thing He's working everything together. One thing I know, one thing He's working everything together. Yes, He is. One thing I know, no, 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 no. He's working it all together. For my good, yes, He is. One thing I know, one thing I know, one thing I found, one thing I know, one thing I found. My God will work it out, working it out. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's God like that. He's working it out. Yes, He is. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's God like that. He's working it out. He's good like that. He's working it out. He's God like that. He's God like that. He's working it, 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 working it. He's working it, working it. He's working it, working it. He's working it, working it. Working it, working it. Working it, working it out. Working it, working it out. That's just how he is. He knows how to make a bad thing turn to good. He's working it out. He's working it out. 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 Because God will work. Come on, sing it out, sing it out. One thing I know, one thing I found, my God will work it out. One thing I found, my God